Welcome back from break, everyone. This is Vault Companions. We're on season 2, episode 3 of Angels and Atoms. We're going to be playing the Modifius official Fallout 2D20 system. I am Patrick. I will be your overseer tonight. My pronouns are he, him. I will throw it over to Val.
Hello everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I use he, him, his pronouns, and tonight I have the distinct pleasure of playing your resident coward, Arbaz Asgar, who also uses he, him pronouns. And I'm going to pass it on over. I've forgotten the direction that we are going in already. Lena, it's your turn.
Hello. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Lena. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Sierra. Pronouns are also she, her, who is a follower of the apocalypse and mechanically a caravanner. And she's making really great choices right now. She isn't. Okay. And I'm going to pass it to Jade.
Hi y'all, I'm Jade. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm playing Lena May Bailey, who uses she, her pronouns. And yeah, there's a bomb. We'll see how that goes for her and everything, or what he's noticing. And I'll pass it to Kai.
Hello everyone, I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and I will be back playing Mart, who is a Mr. Handy who uses he, they, and it pronouns, and honestly, they're having a great time. Oh, Patrick, tell the people what they can do for us.
All right, as you can see, we have an incredible cast assembled before you. And if you want to show your support, we have a tip jar. Head on over to ko-fi.com/vaultcompanions, and there you can drop us $3 to buy a Nuka-Cola, which is action points. Get you a stroke of luck, which can come in handy, and $20 might just get you a weird wasteland, which is kind of just however I'm feeling at the time. So drop on over to ko-fi.com/vaultcompanions if you're feeling generous, and I will throw it back over to Kai.
Angels and Atoms is set in a destroyed apocalyptic wasteland with society in shambles. Please enjoy responsibly. Content warnings for this episode may include apocalypse, fantasy violence, harm to loved ones, substance use, body horror, monsters, monstrosity, descriptions of severe illness, guns, memory loss, societal collapse, characters in crisis after traumatic experiences both recent and in the past, medical trauma, insects and larvae, mentions of injections, torture, and gambling. We encourage you to step away if at any point in time this content becomes not enjoyable for you. We are keeping each other safe here at the table and want you to enjoy safely too. You can always use !CW in our chat to review our content warnings at any time. And with that, Patrick, blow us up already.
We come in to South Vegas, the decrepit, crumbling suburb far from New Vegas. There's a few fiends patrolling around, but mostly they've left for their gallivant tonight. By the campfire, a small radio, the tubes firing very slightly, crackling over the air. You just heard Chuck Berry and more of his rock and roll music. I hear people ask me, hey, did you ever make rock and roll music? And I always say, why would I do that when this station already plays all the hits? Anyway, we've got some news, so buckle up, folks. Sources are reporting the fiends are active tonight, so everyone should be careful out there. Several reports indicate they're targeting Westside, so best stay inside. Or better yet, get yourself over to Freeside. Maybe step into Buck's Steakhouse for a drink and a meal. Buck's. Our four walls keep out the bullets and our Brahmin steaks keep in the flavor. And the Atomic Wrangler is telling us wagers on the Wasteland Wrangle are climbing into the 6-figure caps. A lot of action going on between the Rogue Brotherhood Knight Tig the Titan and our reigning champion, Scorpion Lang, the Fiend with an iron jaw and a body count. Anyway, keep yourself safe out there and enjoy the godmother of rock herself. Here's Big Mama Thornton with Hound Dog. We stay in initiative, and that means we're going to the top of the order. Oh, well, would you look at that? Inside a secluded, tucked away area of Southside, there's a workshop. Several tools scattered about, a lot of misused and unused resources kind of scattered around. Amongst them are several silhouetted figures in these very simple canvas robes, sporting plasma guns and laser rifles at their sides. And they're all clustered around, seemingly at attention, as they stand next to a glowing figure, a ghoul, with that wrinkled skin and that very noseless face. Jason Bright leans over as Baaz works away at a chemistry station. Jason,
Really? I have the highest initiative? Really? No one else?
Hey, I'm just looking at the numbers here.
Great.
Baaz, having been taken away from his compatriots to help Jason synthesize some more vials, that kind of miracle chem that helps ghouls remain in control of their faculties. And Jason leans in and says, "Now, I honestly, anything you can do to help. I mean, if you can get us just a few vials, we can at least help some of us. I really don't want to go for..." Roxo Bronte has his cure, and I am very tired of seeing ghouls suffer under it.
Our Baaz, who is currently shuffling between, I think the past several moments has just been setting up the chemistry station to start the processes, and each time there's a moment where our resident coward, Arbaz Asgar, has to look over at all of the armed individuals in the room with us today. And that's just, as Jason says this, Arbaz is in the middle of putting on protective equipment and just says, Mr. Bright, I want to help. And that is exactly what I'm going to attempt to do, is to help. Maybe we'll do what we can with the resources that we have, and hopefully things will be better for you and yours. And as he's grabbing a tube and attaching it to different brackets and such and adjusting pipes, he stops again and goes, "Forgive me, you seem a very reasonable man, and I find you are in unreasonable company."
He takes it in and nods and says, "P.T. Barnum."
Oh, I'm familiar with the name now.
I understand your trepidation. But let me put it to you like this. being a ghoul out in the wasteland is no easy life. And those that have flocked to me have looked to me and my vision. You see him hesitate on the word vision. It kind of catches on him. They look to me to guide to a better existence. And unfortunately, out of everyone out there, P.T. Barnum has promised that he will see through my vision and take care of us. And he seems to be the only one. And I can't throw that aside because he gets under people's skin.
Arbaz nods through most of it, catches the vision, holds that as a little question in his mind for a little while longer. And hearing Jason speak through the very harsh the wasteland is a harsh reality for our Baaz, a vaultee who escaped his vault out of his own volition and entered into the wasteland and its many, many dangers. He can understand yet not fully grasp the scope of danger and the scope of, I get, like, just general danger and also discrimination probably on top of that the ghouls will have to deal with just by virtue of who they are. And as Arbaz kind of like begins to tinker away at attempting to make these vials, he kind of just clears his throat and says, "Oh, well, I understand that. I also find myself in a company of companions who would take someone like myself in, and well, I know that the thing that keeps me safe the most is knowing that I can trust them and any choices that they might make. Can you trust him? Any choices he might make?"
I want you to make a speech charisma check.
No, you don't want me to do that.
Let's go.
Hey,
No, you don't want me to do that.
let's go. Let's see it.
That is a charisma speech. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's horrific. That's an 8. Let's go see if I can roll anything for that. Hey! Okay, our boss. 5 and a 2. They're both under. Hey,
All right.
let's go.
You were rolling this opposed, and Jason rolled a natural 1. Anyway, you see Jason kind of takes a moment, and I wish I had the purity of spirit to remain on the moral high ground. But in my experience, I simply, that is not a luxury afforded to me. I'm getting these vials right now, not because I want to cure feralism, but because every single time someone comes across a ghoul who has gone feral, there's simply one response that they have. And it's... I can't fix that.
And this is where Arbaz realizes the gargantuan wall that he has hit here, and will just nod and realize that as long as he stays on Mr. Bright's side, maybe he can weasel his way out of this one way or another. I will work on the vials, or attempt to do so if my memory will serve me in this moment.
That was your action, so we're gonna go ahead and move through the initiative order.
Good luck, the rest of you.
You know what? I'll take the grenade, actually.
Westside is under siege. You see smoke billowing from fires that have smoldered in the buildings. There are fiends cracking gunfire around you. There are scared Westsiders that are hunkered down behind you. Julie is trying to keep a level head, and a grenade lands. Pink, pink, pink. I need everyone here to make a athletics, dexterity, agility. Agility and athletics check.
It's been a pleasure knowing you all.
Uh-oh.
Good luck.
Okay.
No, not at all. No,
You know what?
no, Kai,
I will
no.
I'll tell you what. Now is a chance to use AP or luck points.
Please do.
The difficulty is 2. All you have to do is get 2 successes.
I need you to know that cumulatively, the number I have to beat is 6. And I don't know that that's even gonna happen once. And I don't know that spending any resources to change that will help me.
Okay.
I did roll a natural 20.
Oh no.
Kai, this needs to stop.
The dice say, actually, Mart, get blown up again.
Okay, we've got luck and we've got AP. Which one's the reroll?
Luck.
Luck. Oh, that takes me down to 2 luck points. But maybe I'll succeed. Yeep.
Yeep.
Okay. Under an 8. Let's go. Same thing. Nope. 1 success. Fuck.
Jade, what are we looking at?
So my brain has forgot. When I roll for a success, it has to be underneath the special skill and the skill point. or
And the
just-
skill point.
Oh.
Yeah, both of them combined.
Add them together.
Okay, so the number added together of the 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I got 1 success.
All of you, unfortunately, take because no one's saved. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
Aye.
Here, I'm gonna roll some locations here so that we're not.
Maybe
I'm gonna tell you all right now,
Okay.
I have 1 hit point left.
No.
Jade, it's to your left leg, so whatever armor you have on your left leg. Lena, it's to your torso. And I have to do the conversion for Mart. No, Mart,
I have the
it's
numbers.
also on your
On my torso?
Mart, it's also on your torso.
3 to 8. Okay.
Julie also takes this damage, and you see someone who had been in the middle of a fight, surviving for a while, suddenly take a face full of shrapnel, and Julie staggers from the hit, and you see bewilderment in their face as the shock spreads over them, and they quickly grab something out of their satchel, slam just anything, whatever chem it is, into them, and they get enough resolve in them as they rush over. They're going to rush over to Sierra, and they're going to immediately treat you for. Let's do the roll here. You get 6 HP back as they treat you. There is a grievous wound to their torso, and they're like, "Go, go, go!" And they like point to your medical, like your satchel of medicine. And they also break away to start helping. They're going to. There's a couple of other Westsiders that got hit as well. So they're quickly doing that. I'm going to start the turn order, I think. Actually, yeah. Sierra, you go first.
Okay, so I want to double check about getting hit in the torso. So my physical damage resistance is 5. Does that mean that I only took 1, or I took 4 hit points of damage?
Yes, that would mean you took only 4 hit points of damage.
Okay. And then I went back up 6. Okay. And my armor on my torso is kaput right now. Right?
Yes, because I think no, it's just a frag grenade, so you're fine.
Okay, was it energy or physical?
Energy.
Oh, even better. 1 more hit
It's
point.
energy?
Cool.
Yes. I am almost certain, though, now that you're questioning, I am a little concerned myself. But continue with your turn, and I will correct myself if I need to.
How's Julie?
Bad.
I'm gonna go give her a stim pack.
They thank you as they're treating someone else. Like you see, if you were to above board this, they definitely spent their own personal AP to get an additional action, and they did not spend it on themselves. They spent it on other Westsiders.
Can I spend an action? Well, I don't. Is stim pack a minor action or a major action?
It's a minor action unless you're doing a healing action, and that's like if you're just jamming them with a stim pack, that just bumps up their HP, and that's it. But if you're doing an actual like treating, because with your medical knowledge, you would know they have at least a torso wound and at least 1 more wound beyond that.
Because
It's
I
physical.
also wanted to use. Fuck.
It's physical.
Okay, bouncing that around. That's fine. All right, I haven't done this in a minute. So I'm going to also do the first aid action on. Well, yeah, I probably should on Julie because I feel like she's been hit pretty badly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's see here. We've got first aid action. You can reroll 1d20. Great. When you heal a patient's AP using the first aid action, increase the amount of HP healed by 1 per rank. Great. Love it. Do I have another one? No. Okay. I'm going to do first aid on Julie.
Okay. Gotcha.
Maybe. Oh, 1 or 7. The 7. Okay. And a 10, which means I think 2 successes. As I run around my character sheet.
2 successes just barely hits the difficulty level. Because they're dealing. Actually, no, because as you're treating, you realize they have a chest injury, an arm injury and a leg injury that they're rocking 3 injuries.
Hey, Julie. This is a bad arm or leg. Which need working right now?
She looks around for a moment and sees that pretty much everyone is clustered around her, and she's just like, arm, I don't need to walk anywhere.
Okay. But promise me, if you need help getting out of here, you'll ask someone. We need you, okay? Do you understand?
I'm fine. Treat them. She's pointing at all the town people who are pretty much weaponless and are just kind of clustered behind. And she's like, priority.
Okay, so if 2 successes does anything at all for her, or
I will say that I will allow you to treat an injury. No HP. You'll just choose 1 injury to treat.
then I will patch her arm so that she can keep working.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, that is action. Did you do a minor action?
Yes. Stim
Okay.
pack.
Stimpack. Yeah, then, all right, that is your turn. We're going to bump down next in initiative order is Mart.
Thankfully, I forgot how armor works. I'm not down to 1, but it's still bad. Mart, after the grenade went off, because the thing is, Mr. Handies are wonderful. You know what they don't have a lot of? Shielding. And even with the more robust Mr. Gutsy exterior, the shrapnel, I think, just shreds across, and we see some scuff marks across what is normally a very pristine and beautifully kept dome. Tragedy. And Mart wheels around looking for the person who threw it, because at this point he's mad. And as he does, that pincer hand reaches back to that small, almost glove box in his torso, flips it open, and while his eye orbs face forward, the pincer knows where it's going, and he pulls out a small, like, cylindrical device, and I'm going to use something that I should use way more often. I'm going to use a repair kit.
Perfect. That's a minor action, or you can do a repair action on yourself.
No, I have to go do a violence as my major action.
Okay.
So I don't recall how the repair kit works, but I'm heal 4 to a robot or power armor. That's what it says.
Okay. Then you heal 4 HP.
Great, I love that for me. And great. Without hesitation, as this device through the pincer just gets jammed into what looks like a strange socket, we see something that we've seen before of Mart getting repaired very abruptly, where the Robco circuits are actually made to self-repair with the right instigation, and so that device just plugs right in, and you see almost like quick interior welding response, reinforcing some of the damaged circuitry within as he rolls forward, and the sparks kind of spark, and it goes down his long tentacle-like limbs towards the laser rifle, and you just see almost lightning crackle over the surface of this laser emitter. And raising it up, you see 3 eye stalks, 1, 2, 3, and then in the middle, a laser emitter. Who wants some? And I'm going to find whoever's been shooting or throwing those grenades at us, because that's got to stop.
You see a raider that stands out from the group. Fiends have a kind of, they don't have a uniform, but they have very identifiable wear. They all kind of have like an animal skull on their helmet, or they'll have one on a pauldron. They're very like, skeletal remains are very prevalent on their body. And then you see a raider step forward with a fully metal, like motorcycle helmet and full metal armor, just like lean back and laugh and be like, Oh no, looks like you're all stuck in there. We can just come in where we want.
The thing about fish in a barrel is you better check if the fish have teeth. And he's going to shoot. And I would like to propose spending an action point to shoot this fiend.
Absolutely.
Delightful.
Go for it. This is absolutely wonderful. Do it.
Oh, yes. That is a 3, which is underneath my tag skill of energy weapons. And a 6, so that'll be 3 successes total.
Go ahead and give yourself 2 AP.
And now to roll damage. Oh shit,
Damn
I
it.
roll 7 damage dice. What the fuck have I done?
Good.
Okay. I'm gonna get my little chart out. We're gonna do this the right way. Cool. Mart, what have you done? We're gonna start with these. All right. Lots of 3s and 4s, which is annoying. But that is only, unfortunately, 2 damage and 1 effect.
Okay, you can also use luck points to reroll
and
damage.
ammo! I forgot how ammo works.
Your fire rate. You can add your fire rate as additional combat die.
What is my fire? Oh, it's 1. That's fine. I will use luck points to reroll.
Use 1 luck point for 3 combat die.
Perfect. That's exactly what I need. I want this man damaged. That's so much better. That is 4 more damage, so that's 6 total, and 2 more damage effects trigger.
Okay. And this is an energy weapon. Go ahead and roll me a location.
Yes. $17, which is on a person.
Leg.
Leg. I nuke this man's leg.
Hey, sometimes the red mist descends and you shoot this man who is responsible for so much suffering, because now he's going to have a real tough time running away from you, as you, with 2 effects, completely negate his damage resistance. What did you say the total damage was?
It was 6.
Yeah, you see him go limp. As he definitely takes a critical injury and now is struggling. And he's like, oh, fuck! And that is, did you want to do any other major actions? You can buy more major or minor actions.
No, we don't need to buy more. I think Mart is just trying to now act as the deterrent for these fiends to pursue the, as previously described, fish in a barrel.
You know what? Roll me a speech charisma check to kind of like have presence, to be a formidable thing on the battlefield. I'll say the difficulty level is 3.
Let me see here. I have perks for this. What have I done? This is not a lie. But if it's an opposed test, I have some things. Okay.
I'll tell you what. You'll be opposing the raider himself.
I may re-roll 1d20. which I should certainly do because I rolled 2 the same thing. And they're both bad. I think it's important, so I'm actually going to spend a luck point unless this is... No, I can't get enough, so I'm going to fully reroll. That's so much better. Oh my goodness gracious. Would you believe? What is my speech? Well, that's only 2 successes.
Because it became an opposed check, you see what is the thing that you bring to the battlefield to try and persuade these raiders that perhaps this isn't the easy, the cookie jar that they thought it was.
Oh goodness. We see Mart, aware of what he looks like, and in this entire combat, maybe for the first time, testing how much he can convince people that what's beneath the armor is as terrifying as what's outside. And after he shoots that raider, he says, "Come see the finest warfare weaponry from a Robco." And he shoots just a little bit of the fire and holds the laser emitter out, ready to shoot the next approaching target.
I will say you were successful here. However, I forgot to mention what your complication was on your agility check.
Yeah.
So you see this raider be like, "Fuck this! This place sucks! Let's get the fuck out of here!" And one of the other raiders comes up. She's like this tiny thing with like just 2 knives in her hand. She's like, "Duke, what are we? I mean, are we? We're supposed to get Julie." It's like, we got something else in plan. Let's just get out of here and leave them what they're owed. And you see a bunch of the fiends kind of like ebb back, but then you start to hear sounds not of warfare, but of an animalistic nature, kind of like a feral nature. And you see fiends with long poles leading figures, mottled flesh, missing noses, all champing at their bits. They're leading forward just a whole wall of feral ghouls chained together. "All right, you wanted us to leave. Here, let's get acquainted." And unlashes the chains as these feral ghouls move forward. That's Mart's turn. Now we're on to Lena May. Oh, I
You
think
are
you
muted. Silenced by Nemo.
Yeah. I finally got him under control because he kept on going up and then down, but now we're stable. Yeah, Lena May is luckily with the armor not looking too terrible, but there's like a little bit of like damage and scrapes on that left leg. But she has, I believe that they were, correct me if I'm wrong, frag grenades that we found earlier.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I really hope so, because I just spent like a little bit of time to grab all of the damage numbers from it. So yeah, I think Lena May sees all these groups of feral ghouls that they just observed and knows now that hurts very bad. So she's gonna try and hurt them really bad instead. So she's going to attempt to throw 1 frag grenade. I believe that it's like a combination of, it says agility and throwing
Yeah.
to attack with the weapon. Okay.
I will allow you to do throwing or explosives, either one you'd like to use.
Cool. I would love to use explosives. Very much so. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we got. Okay, so that should count as, and because it's underneath my tag skill, so 2 successes, correct?
Yeah,
It's
and
under-
that's exactly what you need.
Oh.
So, Lena May, you, after feeling like the spray of fragmentation from this grenade, you're like, 2 can play at this game, and you see that wall of ghouls moving forward, just wild and animalistic, and you reach in your pack and pull out a fragmentation grenade and heft it over an old broken down chrysalis convertible, and it lands at the feet of these ghouls and explodes, and heinous like fragmentation occurs. Several of the ghouls just get their legs knocked out from under them, falling to the ground and crawling, not perturbed by the pain that it inflicted, just simply just crawling forwards. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
And then for an extra turn that is not luck, that is action points, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
2 action points for a major action, 1 for a minor.
Okay. But in action points are also for getting at the top of the turn order. Is that luck?
That's luck.
Okay. I would like to put myself at the top of the next with my luck points. And that's just 1, correct?
Yes, that's just 1 luck point. So, they actually, none of them are in range, because they're just, several of them were like cut down and are now crawling on the ground, but a couple of them are moving forward, whereas the others are just using like any movement that they have to kind of like crawl on their bellies to get towards you. You see all of the fiends are just backing out of the town. They're leaving. All right. You are now, hey, it's the top of the turn order, and that's Lena May.
Cool. So if I did it again, if I did the grenade thing again, is it now that they're too close for me to do it with it being safe, or is they still far enough to where
they're still just out of, because I'll say that 2 of them were not damaged mobility wise. However, the other, like, I want to say there's 6 other ones that are just crawling on the ground. I would say you could easily toss that grenade in the group of 6 that are just kind of like crawling belly first towards you.
Cool. Yes, I'm going to definitely try and do that again. Oh my god! Holy shit! Okay.
Happy New Year. Jade still rolls like this.
What the hell? What the hell, Leonte? Okay, so I got 1.
We need it. We need it.
And it's an explosive is a tag skill.
Hey.
This is so crazy. I've never had a character this good at rolling. What the hell?
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Like, this has been a siege of a town, and yet from out of nowhere, as you like bring your arm back, suddenly you are backlit. Impressively, you are silhouette a magnificent edifice across this field as you valiantly throw that grenade over, landing in the middle of the group and absolutely exploding and ruining that entire group of approaching feral ghouls. They are immediately, all of them, gone. And you just have the other 2 ferals running at you. That is your turn.
Yeah, and we get action points, right?
Oh, yes. Give yourself 1 and 2. Give yourself 2 action points.
Ooh.
She just like
Wow.
quietly hears from the side, like, whoa.
Okay, so that is Lena May at the top of the turn order. Next in order is Julie Farkas, who is like doesn't even acknowledge what's happening behind her. Is just keeps on doing anything she can to help the like she casts one look back at the retreating fiends, but she sees the ghouls and she has a syringer. Ghouls are immune to poison, so none of her effects would be any good. So she immediately is completely focused on Westside townsfolk and is like bandaging a wound, like balm on a burn, is completely locked into fixing. And you like it is an amazing sight to see this woman who is an actual doctor in the wasteland doing doctor in the wasteland. That is their turn. There's actually someone in the turn order that I haven't been addressing, and I'm going to address them now. You, from a long ways off, hear bellowing yell, just the call and like echo and resonating boom of a very loud, thunderous voice. And he goes, Dragon! And you feel the ground stomping, like the shaking of the ground. And you see, as the fiends are retreating, they immediately like pause for a moment, try and ready themselves as a dark, very large figure just barrels through them. His gyro sledgehammer, his rocket-powered sledgehammer, hefted aloft as he swings through, smashing several fiends on his way. As you see, Mean Sumbitch, the super mutant, charge through. Julie! And in his wake is the familiar Judah Krieger, the old man that you saw over by the pawn shop, trying to just, he's holding aloft like a 10mm pistol, but like, it's not as impressive when you just had a super mutant barrel through fiends. So he's taking a couple pot shots, but he's running through. He's like, yeah, I got your back here. That is his turn. Next in initiative order, we roll back to Southside Vegas, New Vegas. Val, I'd like you to do a medicine intelligence check, or
Okay.
I will allow you to do a perception science check.
Let's see if either of them is better than the other. Intelligence, medicine. So that would be, I guess perception science would be slightly higher for me. So I will
say 2 successes is bare minimum, very mild. Anything above that will get you increasingly better results.
Hey friends, can I spend an AP on this?
Please.
Thank you. I would like to invoke my cautious nature when I buy one or more. AKA, I would like to use my anxiety so that I can re-roll if I need to.
Perfect.
Great.
No notes.
So that is a 13 that I need to roll under.
Okay.
All right. Come on, buddy boy. You got this. Okay, you do got this. And science is a tagged skill of mine.
Okay.
So I got 2 successes.
Were any of them under your skill? Because if they're under your skill, then
yes,
and that's your tagged skill, it actually counts as double.
Two of them were rolled under. So these are the dice I've rolled thus far. There's an 8 and a 5 and an 18 on my 3d20. So and my total is 13 that I need to roll under. So
what is your science skill?
My science skill is a 3. No, I didn't roll under that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So but I do have my cautious nature. so I can re-roll this d20 and see if I get lower. Oh, another 8! Yippee! 3 success!
Baaz, I think you are familiar enough with the chemical compound in vials that you can kind of synthesize an approximation. It won't be like, it won't be vials. It won't be that chem, but you can produce similar effects with what you have on hand, and you're able to produce like a fairly good quantity of this. And Jason immediately like picks it up, like looks at the cloudy liquid inside, and he's like, "Our boss, thank you so much."
It's fine.
He goes over to one of the robed figures, and he's like, "Find some of our followers to give these to. Make sure that they that we can share this around for the ones that are less affected by the who have fallen away." And that holsters their plasma gun and immediately takes off towards the super duper Mart. And you are, as you're like there, he just like he comes up, grabs your hand, and you feel like the gentle warmth of his greenish glow. And your Pit Boy does like tick just slightly, but it's like you've had this Pit Boy for enough time that you can distinguish when it's kind of the background radiation of like
being
gentle,
here.
yeah, gently being in the wasteland, as opposed to something that's dangerous. This is probably you shouldn't stay around Jason in this state for like a year, but you can eat like this. There's no
I can hold this moment. I can hold this moment, even though the Geiger counter makes me like each tick of it reminding me of the radiation makes our boss sweat a little bit just past his temple.
And as he shakes your hand vigorously, and you can feel like the just how glad he is, and the relief that he's feeling, just like, thank you so much. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but every small amount that we can treat, it is a life saved.
It is no worry at all. That's what we do as the followers of the Apocalypse. We help, and I must remind you that this is not quite the chemical compound that you are searching for. I do not know how long the effects will last, nor how strong it is, but it will help. But it will help.
As you are kind of like feeling the radiating satisfaction in the room, a dark shadow crosses the doorway.
I'm trying to be a nice guy over here.
Glad tidings! It seems we have a breakthrough. What a miraculous day for your followers, Mr. Bright. And you see P.T. Barnum, the huge hulking raider figure, enter the doorway. A broad smile on his face as he claps Jason on the shoulder. It almost seems that we are blessed with opportunity, and I would be remiss to keep our Baaz here for any longer. Please allow me to escort you safely to your companions. After all, you've done Mr. Bright such a generosity, and generosity is so hard to find in these troubled times.
Arbaz kind of just nods, but will keep quiet, because as long as he is still in one piece and his companions are in one piece, we will reunite and we will have a plan. together.
And Mr. Bright, perhaps you could join us in this venture and discuss further possibilities of a partnership with our Baaz. He is, after all, gifted in a number of scientific fields that we lack. Jason kind of like steps back for a moment. Yes, I suppose that would be wise. Mr. Oscar, we could always use your assistance. I'd hate to impose upon you, but if you have any more miracles that you can spare for us, we would be.
Oh. Abaz's hands get really sweaty as he's like wiping his palms down these like medical like wasteland gray trousers that he has that are a little more durable than his previous like Volt suit, and he just says, Mr. Bright, I will assist any who need my help. That is my creed is being one of the followers. Like, that is something I would do, but I am quite anxious to see that my friends have come to no harm as per our agreement, Mr. Barnum, and maybe only then we can discuss further business. Surely that's fair, right?
Of course. After all, what is a man who goes back on his word? This is the only currency of value in this wasteland that we live in.
Where's my necklace on this guy's person?
Oh, give me a perception. What would be the proper?
I wish there was a skill that was like perception and taking this personally, because that should be a skill.
I used whatever that skill is last time.
Let me just check real quick. Unless you can suggest something.
I'm looking. What are these? Let's see. Wow, there really isn't a perception.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Huh?
Perception survival, because if you guess wrong, this could be not pleasant for you.
I just want to know where it is. I just want to know where it is on
perception survival.
Person.
Perception
So
survival.
Perception survival. All right, that is an 11. Let's see. That is one success. That is a 7 and a 12. So I'm just over.
Yeah,
that.
unfortunately, you're looking at. I mean, he has a jacket with cut-off sleeves. There's possible pockets that he could have like tucked it into, but you think that he has kept it on his person. He hasn't discarded it, but you can't wear. As he escorts you out, I will allow that success to carry over. When Jason mentioned vision and he paused, you kind of like clocked that. And I'll say that like vision is a very
big word. Big word here in the Wasteland.
Big word for him. And as you're traveling, Jason is kind of like recounting like what he's trying to do with his flock of followers, because he has a flock. He has ghouls that have flocked to his side.
Flock is also an interesting term.
Flock is a very interesting term. And he's just talking on and on like, I mean, it'd be nice if we could just get the word out that there is someone looking out for ghouls. So often they're just kind of set aside and just allowed to fester on their own. They're just left twisting in the wind, and I wish I could just get out to them and explain to all of them what
your vision, right? And what exactly is that? This vision of yours?
He's going to like lean in close to you, and he's gonna be like, I mean, let's. The literal vision is insane. The literal vision is insane. So, I mean, I'm just interpreting it right now.
I appreciate your honesty.
Right now, I'm interpreting the vision that there is a land that can be made for ghouls. And I would like to lead the ghouls to that land. The literal vision is that we will take rocket ships to fly to a place it's crazy. It's crazy. We'll take rocket ships and fly to a land for ghouls, a promised land for ghouls. And I know that sounds insane. That sounds like, but that's why I'm interpreting it. I can't take the literal vision for what it means. That's crazy. That's insane.
Our boss's like mouth is wide open, hearing this. Oh, how you say vision?
I've already found the rocket ships. I know that the rocket ships exist, and I've seen them. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can't. We're not.
Am I to assume, Mr. Bright, that you are, when you say vision, typically what this means is that you've seen something, and you've seen these ships, these possibilities, and you've confirmed their existence. Am I hearing this right?
There's a pre-war place, retcon, before the bombs dropped. They had rockets, and I found the rockets. But it would be insane of me to recruit a flock of ghouls. He leans in closer. If I have even a singular doubt, and I load these people that are following me onto rocket ships, and then something happens, I just murdered a flock of ghouls that put their faith in me.
That would certainly be what would happen, yes.
So, obviously, I'm interpreting what P.T. Barnum is so kindly providing for me is a land for ghouls. That's obviously what this means.
We're still speaking quietly, right? As this is being shared with Arbaz. Arbaz nods.
Mr. Bright is frantic, but he is not. It's harsh whispers.
Yes. And I think Arbaz is just like, I do not think necessarily that a desire and a want for a safe place for your people is a wrong sentiment. I mean, that feels like what many are driven to here in the wasteland. If you believe that these are visions, do you, and forgive me, I'm former vault dweller, know nothing up here, excuse my ignorance, do you believe in a higher power then, Mr. Bright? That's coursing you towards this destination? Guiding you?
Give me a speech and charisma check.
No, you don't want me to do that.
Hey, don't knock it. It worked last time.
Just saying, I didn't build him to be charismatic. Oh god, it's an 8, isn't it? Yes, it is. How do I keep rolling this? 2 successes, 5 and a 4.
You see a small crack in his very logic-based arguments. And it's like, I'm a glowing ghoul with the last name Bright. Yeah, I believe in a higher power.
Oh, that's fun for me. Oh, that's fun for me, Arbaz Asgar, to have as information. And I think he looks at Mr. Bright, he says, so it's not a title that you gave yourself. That was your name. And
I am pre-war. Before all of this, before there were ghouls, I was Jason Bright.
first off, I'm sorry. That must have been a terrible transition from pre-war to this. And I think in this moment, this is probably going to have to be a check for the next turn because there's a rest of an initiative that needs to happen here. But Arbaz nods and just says, "That's one heck of a coincidence." And just so we're clear, in your interpretation of your vision from a higher power that has moved you, guided you thus far, that the most plausible intended route for you is with this one?
You do see him it is the most logical next step for a safe place for ghouls. You see him gritting his teeth and saying these words out loud to you. But as you're having this conversation, you notice that you're getting closer to Westside, and you're noticing, there seems to be smoke, burning fires on Westside, and you see P.T. Barnum. It seems there's a bit of trouble. Maybe we should hurry our pace forward, see what seems to be the trouble. And as you all quicken your pace, Jason lingering, staying with you with his guard of honor of multiple ghouls with their, robes and their plasma guns and laser rifles. You step into Westside and you see a lot of damage, but what you also see is that there are feral ghouls that have been killed and are lying on the streets. And the first reaction you hear is from Jason himself. You said your friends are here?
I didn't say my friends are here. I'm following this guy.
Jason,
I was in a bunker with you, remember?
Jason pushes forward, walking amongst the ghouls that have lost themselves on the cracked pavement. Pushes forward, closer, further into the center of town as P.T. Barnum leads on, and you see heroically a figure cast in light, bringing back their arm and throwing a grenade into a group of feral ghouls on the ground. The explosion ending their existence as Jason gasps beside you.
I mean, I'm ducking. There's a grenade being launched in my general direction, and you see our bus ducks and begins to kind of flinch away.
As the explosion goes off and the dust kind of clears, there is just a scattering of feral ghouls everywhere. The last ferals kind of claw their way toward where you see your friends. You see Lena May cast in light. You see Mart, a beacon of Robco technology in the darkness. You see Sierra amongst the Westsiders, and you see Julie Farkas in the background.
Injured?
And
do I see Julie Farkas injured?
You can absolutely see the injuries. And as Jason is standing there, PT grabs him up by the shoulder, and he's like, This is what I warned you about. This, every time that you trust anyone in the wasteland, it seems they are intent to cull you.
Silence! This was not the deal. You told me you would keep my friends safe. You went back on your deal. I will pull out my Mesmetron and I'm going to shoot it in P.T. Barnum's face.
Go ahead and make an attack.
I will.
Please do this.
Our boss has had enough. I've had enough. What am I supposed to do with this guy? I forgot I've not used this at all. This is a present that my dear GM gave me so long ago. Attribute strength. Okay, it is a strength thing. Whoops.
No.
Is it not?
It's perception and energy weapon.
Oh, yippee! Wonderful. I will correct that. Perception energy weapon. I have a 4 in that. Perception is a 10. So that is a 14 that I need to beat. May I use action points, my friends?
Please shoot this man.
I am taking this so personally.
Yeah, your turn.
Yippee. All right. That's 3d20. Let's go. This is not a tag skill. God is kind to me. That is a 2, 5, and a 6. That is all below.
And is it a tag skill?
It is not a tag skill, no.
Okay. You see PT try and dodge out of the way, but you absolutely point blank range shoot him in the face. Because it is point blank range, hey, Val, is Baaz trained with weapons in a way that you think he would be, I don't know, a very skilled soldier?
You know the answer to this? No.
So, because you're wielding a thing that is like large and unwieldy, you're just able to catch P.T. Barnum in the field, and you feel like the thrum of that thing. You actually feel a familiar like pitch that you heard many nights before you went to bed in your vault, as it hits him, and like you see stupefied, like he is just absolutely dumbfounded in the face and goes like wide-eyed. And as you're doing that, you feel a hand on your chest as Jason pushes you back. You're going to take 2 radiation damage.
Okay.
And
okay.
I don't know what I expected. I had hoped, but I guess I know now. And
you cannot be serious.
He is going to turn from you and escort with P.T. Barnum and the rest of his ghoul followers, who you realize have all kind of like readied their weapons. They have them at their side.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to just move out of the town, leaving you with your friends in Westside in the remains of this battle.
Would I have not had an opportunity to like grab P.T. Barnum before that? If not, that's okay. If Mr. Bright was quick enough to intercept us.
I'll tell you what. We'll just do a straight athletics check on this.
No, that's terrible.
Strength athletics.
Sure, this is fine.
You've been rolling so
This is
funny.
fine.
Why stop now?
I am rolling so funny. There's only one. There's only one success. It's a 2 though, but it's only one success.
Unfortunately, you had the presence of mind to try. Like you had kind of like a list of like you had it kind of planned out in your head. Raised weapon, fire, dumbfounded, have opportunity, but that was interrupted with that motion by Jason.
Would I have, in my execution of this attack, is PT Barnum gonna have the concussion of his life? Because that is what I'm hoping for.
It's clear you rang his bell. Like it was a. You did not hold back in any way. You fired this thing full blast in his face. He absolutely is a babbling mess.
As Mr. Bright is leaving with Mr. Barnum, this man who had spent every moment of his existence in my vicinity tormenting me and bullying me, our boss kind of like calls out behind as they're leaving ahead to PT Barnum. Have a taste of what my upbringing is, Mr. Barnum. And Mr. Bright. Sometimes you are what your friends are. And no amount of logic, no amount of guidance, higher power or no, is gonna change that. Sometimes you just have to make choices. And I made a choice. And I hope you remember what choice that was.
You do
now
see
holster my big Vespertron away.
You do see a moment of hesitation from Jason, but he will continue outside of Westside. And
so valid. I'm running back to my friends now. My minor actions to run to my friends.
Mr. Asgar!
Help, 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 help. Please don't throw
So
anything
kind of
here.
you to
Help.
join us.
You run into this big grouping of everyone from Westside. Like you're seeing all the townsfolk kind of disheveled, makeshift bandages being applied like lightning fast by Julie, who has basically a river of blood running down their face. They are being like propped up by this big super mutant who's like behind them being like, well, you need Julie, I'll get here to help you all. And you have like Judah like trying to like lock down the area, make sure that there's no fiends left behind. And then you have your friends here kind of in the mix of it.
I'm running to Julie, of course, to assist in everything, and goes, PT Barnum is retreating along with Mr. Bright. I don't think we will need to hold off for too much longer.
Julie is like in the middle of things, but looks over at you and is takes like a second of realization and is just like, help! Cool.
I'm helping you.
Great.
I'm helping you first. I'm sorry. There's a river of blood right down your face. Sorry, boss. And stim pack.
There's resistance and reluctance, but then as they are healed, they do throw a bit of gratitude your way, being like,
"You can yell at me now."
Them. Go to them. We're followers. We know how we can survive. They are not. And you see like the physical palpitation of anger like bubbling under the surface as someone who is like up to their ears in the thing that they're good at.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And Arbaz quickly puts that there's a moment is that feeling you get when you realize that you were so angry and you just reacted. There's like a little bit of a chill you get at your extremities. And Arbaz is pushing that away, not realizing that oh, that was real, and you did that. I did that. I sure did. And I didn't think I had that in me, and I will deal with that later. But for now, there are bleeding people that need my help, and that's far more important. I'll go to some of the worst of the folks that we have, and see if I can do anything.
Which I might have assessed by this point because Sierra had a whole journey happen, and Lena May might have noticed that when Julie said go heal people, there was a second where Sierra looked like she was going to go for her gun instead. But then she saw Lena May taking care of the situation, and she put her gun back and went to her medicine instead. So the first thing she did was try to figure out who was the most wounded, go to them.
Mart has decided to push towards the many bodies that Lena May has laid out. And is just gonna kind of guard dog the perimeter of where these followers and these, citizens of New Vegas have huddled. And as just one little Mr. Handy compared to, I don't know, a super mutant and a bunch of other stuff, Mart is just gonna start to putter around and ensure that anyone who crosses this way is here to help. And if they're not, they will find themselves dismissed gently or otherwise.
I would say Lena May is doing the same thing, but also trying to check for supplies. Like, if they're fallen followers, then if they have any extra medical supplies, but also the raiders and ghouls, if they have anything useful as well.
Let's go, Lena May.
Yeah. You are coming up with quite an amount of stuff. I will get it all
multiple trips even if it needs to happen.
Yeah, I will get it all categorized out. But for now, you are, stepping back, you were able to accomplish quite a lot of combat with a overwhelming amount of foes that they suffered casualties. So there is plenty of drugged up fiends for you to get chemmed up fiends on the field. So they have all kinds of goodies for you to loot from them. And you are able to kind of cruise through things and get a kind of lay of everything out. As kind of night kind of drags into the later hours, Julie is going to turn to you all and be like, thanks for coming when you did. I don't know how you knew this was a problem, but
E.T. Barnum.
Yeah.
Sierra's covered in blood. It's gotten on her face. It's on her neck. Her hands and forearms are soaked in it. She's because it was physical damage, her leather apron has a blast in it, and it's just blood and probably dried bits of gore, and you can't really see where the stim pack healed anything because it's all just tatters and stuff. So she looks great. She looks her best right now, and she has a sort of cold energy about her.
Well, I'd say you all can get rest. I have my assistant is somewhere around here. He hid, but I'll try and get him out. We will get all the Westsiders squared away, and then we'll clear out in the morning. The Fiends don't usually, try and pick at a corpse. They're more discerning than that, at least. So, thank
They
you.
want
And
the fort.
they want the
I
what?
thought they want the fort. That's part of what this was about. They think because we have the clinic, they should be allowed to take the fort.
They want the fort. And we see that Arbaz, once like the majority of the healing is done, looks a little wide-eyed, a similar wide-eyed look that actually I think only Sierra would recognize, because you saw him the closest after a previous dose of the mesmetron before he left. And he kind of is just like sitting cross-legged, and all of you see that he seems to be reloading that large little piece of tech that he rarely uses or touches, and is reloading it, like casting off a charge, an energy cell to replace it with, it seems. As he says, while I was there, we got to talking with Mr. Bright. Now, Mr. Bright is under the impression that P.T. Barnum is going to pave the path for a home or settlement for Mr. Bright and his ghouls. My impression exactly. And I believe that this is a ruse, and I believe most of y'all are on the same page with me here.
Oh
That-
yeah, definitely.
Because
Great to hear.
when I arrived here, Mr. Barnum made it seem like nothing was happening, only to turn to Mr. Bright and make it seem that you all threw the first shot, and I do not believe that for a second.
We most certainly did not.
Against the fiends or against the ghouls?
Ghouls.
They were thrown at us.
They came out here with leashes on sticks. They had them chained up like animals, like weapons, like
That is the impression that was left of Mr. Bright. Was unfortunately Mr. Barnum's lies, of course. What we're trying to say, Julie, is I believe they want the fort, clearly, but PT wants the fort, and there is a larger scheme here, and it might take a little time. Well, actually, it might take a bit of time. I'm pretty sure what I did should stumble him for at least a few days. But we don't have to. It's just
we'll talk later.
we'll talk later about that. But regardless, he should not be operating at his full capacity for at least a handful of days, at least until he figures out what happened to him. But we also do not have. I do not think Mr. Bright is going to be as reasonable, but perhaps more emotional towards us.
Wait, didn't we grab something off of that guy, PT?
Oh, yes. Do I still have it? I feel like I gave it to Sierra?
Did
I
you?
gave it
That
to
was-
someone.
Above table, that was like the mark of Caesar, right?
Yes.
It was a
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I think I slipped it into someone's hand.
Okay, then
We'll just say it's
I
for
believe
now.
it could not have been me, so it was either Sierra or Lena May.
Yeah.
It's probably Sierra then.
You actually see
this.
Judah Krieger step forward, and he's like, all right, we appreciate what you've done, but at a certain point, you're going to wear yourself out. So get yourself some sleep. I don't think any of us know what the next step would be for this whole thing. So sleep on it, figure out your next steps. Westside, we take our kicks, but we get back up. So don't worry about us.
Yes, and I
Maybe if,
believe rest is in order for each and every one of you. And as he says this, his eyes point to each person, including Julie, in the immediate vicinity.
When you're cleaning up, just I don't know, but the ghouls, treat them like you would anybody else that you care about. Maybe I don't know if Mr. Bright cares about a burial or whatever, but he seems to care about feral ghouls. So maybe that's better than nothing.
You are all escorted to. There are very modest accommodations. You're given like basically kind of a mattress on some hard concrete. That is
Classic.
mildly out of the elements. But looking around, it is first class for where you are. And you are allowed to sleep as we are all going to go to break for a moment and let our Wasteland survivors have a night of rest. We will be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back. We are returning to Westside the subsequent morning after a harrowing night of fiendish attacks. You all wake, or some of you wake. So some of you may have spent the night just kind of in low function mode. As you find yourself, the desert sun crests over the wall of Westside, illuminating like in that early dawn light how much kind of left behind damage there is. Some of the buildings are mostly intact. Like there's a liquor store that's pretty good. There's the pawn shop got a little bit tussled, but it seems to be okay. There's a residential apartment area that is fairly okay. There's some minor structural damage, but honestly, what building isn't in this day and age? There are a couple buildings that have just been absolutely demolished. You see some of the Westsiders they grab some spare lumber, nail it up over the door. It's a lost cause. Anyone who would go in there would be doing harm to themselves rather than finding any kind of sanctuary. At this point, empty structures are just now an obstacle or an addition to the wall to keep the bad things out, but they are no longer usable. All of this kind of activity kind of burbling to life around you. Is there anything you would like to do? Or conversely, if you are kind of wanting to know what the situation is there any checks that you want to make?
I mean, the moment that Mart's sensors pick up any movement in the area, he would kind of putter back, and if there's cleaning to be done, that sounds very nice right now. And I think that Mart joins wherever people would have him to clean and pick up.
I know that you don't have a trinket as a Mr. Handy, but I feel like the natural state of things for a Mr. Handy. There's just a flow state that you enter in, and it kind of, wouldn't say so far as meditative, because what's meditation to a robot? But there is a calmness in running the same patterns and codes, and I will allow you to get a luck point back.
Aw, thanks. And I think as we do, we also kind of, through Mart's perspective, he passes through one of the doorways of one of the buildings that isn't completely a lost cause. And we see him drift through the doorway of Finney's house, hundreds of miles away. And without the outer shell of a Mr. Gutsy, and even less one slightly different flamer arm. He has a duster instead. And we see both before pristine early model Mr. Handy Martini cleaning in Finney's house, doubled over Mart in a Mr. Gutsy outer shell, just with a pincer and a rag sweeping away anywhere he can debris and, you know, a little bit of ash here and there, but it feels nice. Feels like going home for a little while.
You recall that kind of event and superimpose it on, and a voice just comes back through the ages. Martini, could you not clean for a second? I have something and it just doesn't sound right.
Apologies, ma'am.
She's coming in from the rain and she's tired and she's been through an evening. Does this sound right if he doesn't? He says, "You're too late. It's already been done." And she comes back with, God, what should she come back with? Do you have any ideas?
Well, if our heroine wishes to sound more dramatic, perhaps I would recommend saying, "It's finished." And then she might be able to then reply, "What is?"
Okay. In your mind, the ghost of Finney runs back to her typewriter, the keys immediately clacking away as that memory fades.
And there's a hum. It's always there. It's the sound of his thruster, but it's happy.
Sierra didn't sleep great. She tried to fall asleep, and after a while she got up and went out for a walk to where Molly is, and just started talking to her, giving her scritches, and at some point in time the words tapered off and she just starts quietly crying and leans her forehead against one of Molly's noses, and she just very quietly says, "Hey, but you're still with me." So there's that. And eventually she falls asleep next to Molly, bundled up in her lab coat. And I'll see what everybody else is doing. She might still be there when everybody's waking up, but I'll play it by ear.
Our Baaz made shift a blindfold, and I think he does. That's like a habit he has every night, is that he wears a blindfold to sleep. And he did the same thing this time, but that like pitching ringing from using the mesmetron is still haunting our little Volty, and has also, in addition to the blindfold, slept face down on this like raggedy gross mattress that's on concrete floor, um, just for that additional and this is a feeling that only other neurodivergent people will understand. Just extra compression, as much compression as possible, to feel secure again. And I think Arbaz is the static there for however long he is able to get sleep for that is reasonable in the wasteland before he gets up.
Baaz took like I will say, a very restful sleep. And
Thank you.
It was restful because that mesmetron, the thing that has made Baaz the man he is today, you used it. And tell me if I'm wrong. Do you think Baaz kept it close, or do you think he put it very far away from where his sleeping was?
I think he kept it. A distance away. I think there's like a phantom hum he keeps hearing from it, and I think that even before bed, like as he was like falling asleep, remove the blindfold to go and like double check, did I reload this properly? Is it still humming? Am I going to like blast myself or anyone else? And then realize he reloaded it fine, realize he looked down the barrel of this large bulb and then turned it away. So it's not facing in his direction. And then like after putting it onto a likely lopsided shelf, just faces it away. Like the bulb is faced away from him as much as possible.
Lena May, I don't think you slept.
Oh no. I think what Lena May has her routine that is interesting. But so far, especially at Interstellar, where it was more spaced out, people really didn't notice how weird it was. But Lena May sleeps on a cot, and it always runs around 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. But during this time, instead of a typical sleep, it's more like watching reruns of movies in her head. So she decides, because it was a really long day, to watch a very feel-good, happy family movie in her head for a bit. So around 2 hours and 15 minutes, she's back up, trying to, wander around, see if anything is helpful, looted a lot. And I think that while she is wandering around, she does notice that Sierra is with Molly, and kind of brings a blanket over to make sure not to wake up Sierra, because she knows that she needs sleep, but just to make sure that it's whenever she does wake up that she's not super cold and uncomfortable. I'm not really questioning it.
Is she pretty quiet, or?
I think that
I feel like Sierra would be jumpy.
I don't think that she would be sneaking per se, but I think it's one of those like when you're up and everyone else is asleep and you're just like, I don't want to be that person. So she's cautious, but she's not like really, really trying to like sneak up. So
yeah, I think it makes sense if Sierra is tired enough that she doesn't wake up.
I would say, as you're finding things to just kind of like occupy yourself, you run across Julie Farkas, who is continuing to treat people through the night. And she notices you standing up, And she's like, "Are you on stims too?"
No, not particularly. I'm just not tired.
Oh.
I do
Yeah.
have, and she's gonna reach out into her pocket and offer a Nuka-Cola to Julie.
Oh, thanks. I haven't had one of these in a while. The unfortunate, she holds up a small, like, vial with small blue capsules in it, and she's like, one of the perks of being the followers is you come across some medical technology that is not safe. These guys will keep you up for 3 days straight. You do pee blood afterward, but like,
Oh my.
I mean, when you need to, I guess that's, the way you got to do it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Sometimes it makes me babble too.
No, that's completely fine. You seem very important and to at least my friends, and you're doing a great job. Is there anything I can do to help at least while I'm
No,
out?
thank you. This is like my comfort zone, but like, I didn't get a chance to say it. I believe in pacifism, and I think it's a very good ideal to hold in the Wasteland. However, 8 feral ghouls were charging the lot of us, and there's not a lot I can do against a very upset feral ghoul except just get mauled to death. And I'm a pacifist, but I acknowledge that there is an importance for survivalism, and I'm glad that you were there to make that decision so that I didn't have to.
Of course. One thing that I have been noticing ever since I left my vault is that everyone in a group has a purpose, and especially all of you followers have your purpose of helping people and making sure people are healed and sticking to that. And it seems that I'm rather good with weapons and explosives. I did not expect to be. So my purpose is to make sure that I can at least filter out as many of those people, so everyone else can focus on the healing component, because I'm very terrible at it, I must say.
Yeah, most of the Wastelanders that I do come across trying to heal things usually make things a lot worse. So I appreciate you sticking to your strong points. Well, I hope you get some sleep. If you do want to really just have a full 3-day bender, hit me up.
Of course. I'll be wandering around, so I guess not holler because there's people sleeping, but I might circle back in a couple hours. So he gives like a little salute before we're leaving.
You all kind of eventually gather around each other as you are either awake or coming to understand where you are and everything like that. So is there anything that you would like to do now that you're all together to kind of like discuss, figure out, because you can also do checks, or you can spend AP in order to ask questions.
I think that once everyone's awake, Lena May has some questions for the group, especially about the Mark of Caesar. I think that one's the big one for her, at least.
Okay. Has everyone gotten their breakfast? Does anyone need anything? I could brew up a fresh pot of water.
I did find a lot of those, what are they called? Or at least a couple of those steaks, the pre-packaged ones. I haven't come across that yet, so...
Salisbury
Is that a breakfast food? Or is that a lunch food? Or does it even matter? Probably
It's
not.
more of
It's barely a food.
convenient dinner than anything, but it would appear that people eat anything at any hour these days.
Mhm.
I don't remember what I ate usually before I came to the wasteland.
I have. I'm not sure if it's a question or a statement, probably a little bit of both. But I was thinking last night a lot about P.T. Barnum and how our boss was saying that he was telling Jason Bryant one thing and then doing another. And
Mhm.
we also found that mark of Caesar, right? So
Yes.
I don't
The what?
really.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, I think Lena May pauses for a second because she completely forgot our boss was not there for that.
Like the Roman emperor?
When,
Oh God, this is. Mm.
when
Mm.
Mr. Barnum pilfered your very lovely necklace, I might have pilfered something in return. And he was carrying upon him something that everyone seems to be quite nervous about. Would you care to explain, Miss Sierra?
The Legion are who the NCR fought at Hoover Dam. The biggest battle that's been in this region. They are a group of murderers and worse that go around conquering tribes and doing all sorts of terrible things to get the people in those tribes to become part of them one way or another. Any terrible thing you can think of, they love doing it.
So not dissimilar to actual Rome.
Yes.
I think it probably is worse. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
The
That's
So
lens
not
of
my-
history is unkind to the Roman Empire.
yeah. At least from what I remember my father mentioning. Um so is the assumption, so this mark of Caesar, is that something to do with this legion? Like, is that some sort of mark of respect? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, the bull is their symbol, and their leader is Caesar. He's bad news.
And so Mr. Barnum is affiliated, then.
It seems
You don't get
that
that mark unless you're in their good graces.
I think that
Gotcha.
if he's not a part of them yet, but has the approval, then maybe he wants the base to get officially invited to get a high position in there.
And does this
And-
legion have beef with the followers of the apocalypse?
Patrick, do we know that Caesar came from us yet? Is that
I think it is a whispered kind of gossip of kind of tall tales, but the kind of tall tales that you are afraid are true.
the followers are the first people who ever brought Latin to the wasteland? There's a lot of talk about how strange it is that Caesar is incredibly well educated and that he teaches Latin to his followers, so he might have some beef with us. I don't know how much of it's true, but if it is true, he knows a lot about us and he probably thinks we're weak and useless.
Now
Just
that's a
simply-
twist.
And simply just not true about the assessment of the followers, but
I agree with Lena May. I think it takes great strength and courage to do necessary work that the followers do. I mean, if our work weren't important, we wouldn't be needed this much. And I'd wish some people would take a second to realize that we're shooting ourselves in the foot instead of. Anyway,
Some glowing
so
people? Is that under
no,
your skin?
no, Mr. Bright is not. Mr. Bright is and our boss doesn't really have the words for this because he is raised in a science forward vault. He was raised by former professors of a university. Allegedly, we don't know how time works anymore in the vault, and he's not going to ask any questions. But there's this hesitance on kind of like the lack of the language to be able to describe what Jason is, and he just kind of like is scratching the back of his like really curly hair, and it's just like, Mr. Bright is a man of sincere belief, right? And I do sincerely think that he believes that he needs to do certain things to keep the ghouls that are under his calls them his flock.
Oh, like a cult leader?
Guys, I don't want to say that, but he does
really
say
does that.
He really does say flock.
Hmm.
He really does say that, and he does have this belief that he must do things a certain way in order to maintain their security, and he's doing this thing where he is trying to reconcile an internal belief with an outer logic and desperation and desperate circumstances that the wasteland has. He wants to bring them somewhere safe, but I don't think he's thought very hard about the people he needs to do so and ally himself with. I don't think he's beyond reason.
He has a
Which-
belief that he's taking them
leader.
to a promised land. His flock.
Kind of, yeah.
Hmm. It
But,
just
like, where?
has. Hmm.
Yeah, when Lena May asks that, our boss kind of like turns over to Lena and it's just like, do you want the belief version or the interpretation?
Why is there a differentiation?
I guess both, perhaps?
Mr. Bright has experienced visions, and he believes. Please stay with me here. He believes that the promised land for himself and the flock requires the use of rocket ships that will take them there. However, the interpretation that he is taking from this, granted the slight insanity and slight difficulty in managing the former, he believes that the interpretation is just to create a place for them to stay in. Hence the alliance with Mr. Barnum. He believes that Mr. Barnum is the only person with the compassion for the ghouls and with the actual follow through to help them.
Oh, interesting. So
I'm
if
so
we-
I'm so glad you've asked no follow-up questions about the rocket ship thing, because I would have had no answers.
I have so many questions. I will not be
I'm more
laboring you with
concerned
them.
about what the fiends want from Bright. Because
An army of ghouls. Is that not apparent?
now there's no freaking way that this guy with his beliefs turned them over to the fiends willingly. No way. He
I
wants
don't
to
think
save
he
them.
knows.
He would probably be pretty pissed, right, Baaz, if he found out what happened?
I'm assuming so,
Ooh.
unless he struck some sort of deal about certain feral ghouls, because he did say something to me when I was attempting to make the vials, where he says he understands the feelings that folks might have when faced with a feral ghoul, and that there's only one choice to make in that instance, right? Even though he wishes otherwise. So I don't think that means he would ever turn over any feral ghouls over to someone like Mr. Barnum. Certainly not be used as bait or as oh, what's that term my father always used? Cannon fodder.
What I'm
So-
hearing is an opportunity for subterfuge.
Well, what? How?
We can tell Jason that we have proof now too about how he's being played, and maybe even turn around that to on him. PT
But
Barnum?
he must be willing to listen to it. I may have acted really impulsively while I was still with Barnum and Bright.
Oh, is this
I-
about whatever you mentioned yesterday?
I did note that you
Yeah.
had perhaps raised
Dazed,
arms.
I think you said.
Our boss shrinks like a teenager, like just like shrinks in his seat, and he goes, I may have gotten a little angry at Barnum because I saw that Julie was really injured and that Mart was really injured, and Lena May had to throw a massive grenade, and that Sierra was bleeding. And was lying through his teeth that y'all had started this and were intentionally killing ghouls. So I may have used my mesmatron to give him the worst concussion of his life.
I feel two ways about this.
I feel
Anime
one
just nods,
singular way.
approving.
everyone else nods. Everyone approves.
Yeah, everyone liked this. Hey, have you? I think I've seen you use that once, twice before,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you were angry and you just reached for it that quick.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't.
Did I tell you what it did? It gives you a really bad concussion. It came from my vault. So I can
Could do a couple
testify.
things.
I can testify to its effectiveness. Which is
Mhm.
why I'm so certain that Mr. Barnum will require at least a few days to just get his bearings. But I do not think that display what necessarily endeared me to Mr. Bright in that moment.
Oh. Yeah.
You see what I mean? And I thought we had a rapport, and I might have flushed that all down the drain in that one instant.
There are very
Oh, she
few
did
bridges
the wrong
that
thing.
that can't be at least partially mended again, and I think you present us with a delightful opportunity. It seems as though Mr. Barnum has been playing Mr. Bright the Fool. And as someone with such vision as Mr. Bright, I think offering an opportunity for a new prosperous place may behoove us. A little bit of bait, a little bit of stick.
You mentioned bait and stick, and I just remembered before everything kind of went, he mentioned one of the things that he was when we were walking on over, Mr. Barnum kept making it seem like he would want further collaboration with me, and it seemed like that was what Mr. Bright really wanted. He did mention wanting to get the word out to more ghouls to know that there's a place for them. Maybe that's the opportunity we need. Maybe we can use Lena May's and Lena May's skills as radio broadcaster to send message to ghouls, and maybe a message of goodwill to Mr. We spoke about this quietly, so maybe Mr. Barnum would not fully catch on that this is a an olive branch that we're extending to him.
Very wise.
I think it's
Isn't part
worthwhile.
of the Interstellar logo like a rocket ship?
It certainly
funny.
is.
Mart, you remember when I came back like the second time I went out supply running and I gave you that little toy rocket?
I most certainly do.
Do you have that on you by any chance?
Well, where else would I put it?
You know, I was just hoping. Okay.
He reaches into that
On a
little glove
dashboard.
box, and it was not on the boat. And he produces a small, it's like not even a whole foot long rocket. Yeah. And it glows
listen.
an otherworldly blue.
All
And
I'm
on
saying
it-
is when
It reads Repcon.
But wasn't that the name that he specifically said to me?
It was the name that he
Mm-hmm.
specifically said.
That's the name. He has actually, Mr. Bright, he's actually seen this, which is, I believe, only confirmed the
He's seen this,
validity
and
of his feeling.
gotta be
Mart just
kidding
holds
me.
it out. Mart does not comprehend. what
Rep,
it is
re- re-
holding.
re- Repcon. Yeah, that's the name that he mentioned. Yes.
So
Whoa.
the reason why I bring this up is because when people are believers and they have visions and there's vision versus interpretation, that middle space is where this toy rocket comes in. Because if we just need an extra bit of convincing at any point in time, all we have to do, well, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm just saying, if we put that rocket somewhere where it just looks organically like a sign, just if we need a little extra push, throwing that out there.
Call the believer home. I understand you.
I understand you, but not
Very
quite.
optimistic.
I'm just not sure how we're going to execute it, but I believe in the powers of all of us to be able to make this work.
I
Was
would
that
say
Lena?
that you have quite a few things, quite a few threads out in front of you. So I'm going to ask for checks now.
Okay.
If you want just a generic kind of like, hey, where are we going to? Survival perception. But if you want to kind of like angle it, there's science that you can get at. There's so many things that you could get at here.
A science. I love science.
Yeah, hold on.
It's like my whole deal.
So, you could look at speech, like a speech perception check to see like what have you heard over the last day and a half that would kind of like lead you down a trail. There's perception survival. There's perception sneak, where it's just like what is the thing that's kind of like on the periphery, something that is hidden that you're not quite getting a hold of. There's all these different angles you could, or if there's something else that you come up with, you can bring it up for me, and we'll say standard success rate is 2, and anything over that is extra.
You know how I just got that luck point? I'm spending it because that was real bad.
I'm
I-
deceased.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Is anyone going to do the survival one? If not, then I can do it. But I have another idea.
I'll do the sneak.
Not.
I'm going to do speech, which is great because I got a 1. And another
Hey, let's
success.
go.
Nice.
Yippee, yippee. I'm just double checking. I thought I did a thing with.
My clearance for success on survival is an 11.
Okay.
But it's not a tag skill. So if that's
Yeah, mine's a 10, but it's also not a tag skill, so you can go ahead. Let me think. What angle of your speech is Mart doing now? That's the question.
I am unsure. Basically, Mart is on the lookout for places to do spy stuff. That is his whole thing now.
I see. I think that what Lena May will do is also perception sort of speech.
You could do intelligent speech if that's better, and what that can kind of angle at is you're looking for understanding of things that are being said around you, whereas Mart is looking for manipulation of things that are being said around you. So, however, whatever angle you want to take on it.
Yeah, I think that's either like understanding or kind of like goals and motivations for the people that we just like interacted with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let's see. 'Cause I think that she's focusing on people, not places. But
Gotcha.
people to lead us to places.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Tag skills.
Okay. And this is under speech, so we're gonna go with that. Mart, what did you end up getting under your?
So I got a 1 on a tag skill plus another success.
Yes. Okay. Sierra, what did you end up getting, and what was the skills? 2 successes. Okay.
that was the survival perception.
Gotcha. All right. What did Baaz end up going for? What are you looking for? What did you get?
Perception sneak 2 successes.
Okay. So let's go with perception sneak. You kind of zero in on this idea of like Jason is being manipulated. Someone is talking to him and manipulating him into believing a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have to kind of demonstrate is that this person can't be trusted. Whatever they've been saying, it isn't reliable. And so you kind of hone in on this mark of Caesar, because anything that a person is doing for Caesar is more often than not malicious. And so if you can find the thing that connects to that mark of Caesar, it's like, oh, you have evidence that he's been doing, even if it's for the best of intentions, it's not good. It's going to be something that is harmful to others in a way that possibly is unforgivable. So you have to
pointed ghouls. Got it.
You have to look for a way to access someone that would have knowledge of the greatest show on earth without being in like Fiend territory or one of Jason's followers. Like you can't just walk into South New Vegas and be like, hey, I need to talk to y'all. That's going to end very poorly.
Okay.
So I'll get back to the rest of that in a moment. Let's see. Jade, you were looking for kind of who to talk to like get knowledge about motivations on P.T. Barnum. I think you come to realize like P.T. Barnum clearly has knowledge of this area. Knowledge that isn't just gleaned from like spending a year here. He's doing and moving on things that are innate knowledge that he has possessed, which leads you to believe that he's not like he is based in Vegas. He has been in Vegas, and people who would know about that are the people that run Vegas. like New Vegas families, anyone at the casinos, the tribes that run like Gomorrah, the Tops, White Glove Society, all of those families have a long history and knowledge of this area. And anyone of PT's stature, they'd stick out. They'd have, knowledge of and be able to address someone with that kind of standing in the community. Sierra. Remind me, it was
Perception survival.
Perception survival. You're looking at how it's a little bit selfish. You start looking at ways to kind of shore up defenses of the fort. Because a threat has been placed on your kind of home. Like, it's against personally you. It's a very different thing for, say, the Legion to say, like, hey, we enslave people, as opposed to P.T. Barnum saying, hey, we're attacking the followers. And so that kind of personal, targeted response kind of makes you like, okay, what are we doing to make sure that the followers are okay? What are we doing to make sure that, like, this is that we're moving forward in the safest possible fashion? And you start thinking, hey, the followers have been helping regardless of who you are in New Vegas. So maybe it's time to start calling in some of those favors. Maybe it's time to start looking around and being like, hey, we're in trouble now. What can you do to help? Start looking at anyone that you would have served in New Vegas and be like, hey, we're always here to help you. Are you going to, like, stand up for that?
I have some ideas.
And I will throw this last thing for Mart, because Mart, you got a natural 1, a critical success. And you gotta honor the critical success. Keep on hearing this thing over the radio. This Wasteland Wrangle. It's a prize fight. So that means it's going to be very popular. It's going to be very central, and it's going to have a lot of prestige. You want to be there and be seen being there. So anyone who is a power player in, or who wants to rise the ranks in New Vegas, they're going to want to be there. Anyone that you would want, like, high level access to, that's the shindig you got to find a ticket to.
Oh no. I think Mart has this cinematic moment presented to him. A spy with a single night, with a single objective: to arrive, to learn, to schmooze, and to hang their nemesis out to dry in public. And Mart, I think, begins to look for a way to share this, because, he's hearing pieces of it, people talking about it. It's very hard to be like, yes, the wrangle, when he has nothing to refer to. So he's just been, I think he goes and tries to point it out the next time we hear something, or someone says something, or there's like a flyer, or literally anything.
Hey, you got the nat 1. You pick that flyer up off the wall.
This is our opportunity. And his pincer pulls the stuck paper off the wall, and he turns it around to everyone.
I don't know if you got the hips for a rodeo.
This prize fight is straight out of the books. A night of glitz, glamour, and bloodshed. A place where someone like P.T. Barnum probably couldn't resist being seen, seeing others, and a place for us to show everyone who he truly is.
As you all see that flyer, you see how the strings kind of connect to where you're going to from before. Baaz, you look at that and you see that the fighters are an old paladin of the Brotherhood and a fiend, specifically a fiend outside of the southern New Vegas. They're unprotected by their own walls and accessible. This is someone who would have information. Sierra, you are seeing the entirety of anyone who is anyone available for, trying to call in those chips. The power players. And I think, Lena May, you see that too. You're like, obviously, you can get so much dirt from those who are here. These are going to be the top people that were in the casinos, but also in the tribes. They have they have that long back history. They would know exactly, and they would be absolutely willing to shed some light on someone who is a problem for them.
I guess it's pretty lucky to get anyone from the main families outside of the gates, which I don't know if you've noticed, but we're outside the gates and not inside them. So
I've
them
noticed.
coming to us is
Sierra,
a big deal.
As you say that, you're pretty familiar with New Vegas. You're also pretty familiar with the standards and practices, such as the 2,000 cap credit limit that you have to have in order to enter the strip per person.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive to get in there. You got to be a high roller, as it were. No, is the event on the strip or out of it?
Okay. This is a very hush deal, but do you see the high ranking members of the casinos schlepping out into the free side?
Oh. No, not so much.
Unfortunately not.
Well, I was going to Mick and Ralph's anyway. Maybe they can help.
You said we needed credit.
Yeah, we need
banking
2,000 caps a
institutions.
person.
That's
Oh,
a
we just
lot
just
of caps, I
capital
think, right?
Yep. Yeah.
per person.
Per person.
Does Mart count?
It's fortunate that I am equipment.
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, I don't.
think so.
If you're someone's prop. Yeah. If
You
you're
could
someone's
say it.
property, then
Yes.
yeah.
Just for the ruse, of course.
Absurd for them to charge such a absorbent amount of money.
Well, it's not. They're not charging it per se. They want to make sure that if you go onto the strip, you have a lot of money to gamble and such with.
Ah, so it's like having a dress code in the casinos of before. Understood.
Told never to gamble.
Oh,
We'll figure out how to get on there.
Is it I'm just remembering a time not too long ago where we stuck into a back rooms of a filled arena to save a one Mart from capture.
Oh, yes.
Is there a similar situation or
These,
thing we could employ?
I think you would understand that subterfuge on that level would be
Immensely difficult.
legendary. And the consequences for being caught would be dire indeed. The one gates into the strip of New Vegas, it's a checkpoint with 4 full like Securitron robots, the big bulky robots on the singular wheel with, laser guns on one hand and a Gatling
I've
cannon
been
on the other.
I have been victim to that in Fallout 4.
So you understand that if you were to try to be a little sneaky, spy in this case, if you were caught, it would be
Bad. Pretty bad.
Very bad.
So 6,000 caps?
We could
Yeah.
do jobs for people. I know that we also needed to potentially interact with some of these families that are important to New Vegas. Imagine that these people have money and need use of.
We can't get to
people.
them until they're all in.
Well, we can
So-
begin with odd jobs. I am proficient in house cleaning. Do you think anyone requires such services in the area?
I'm going to ask the followers if they've got any resources that I can borrow. I'm going to ask around some places in Freeside to see if they have any advice or tips, if there's any fun ways to get in. And I guarantee that the people that work at Gamora do not have 2,000 caps all the time. So there's always that.
And we always also have your winning personality, Miss Sierra.
There's, I think, been a couple of options floated. I think I will have one more, let's say, barter perception for you to try and figure out, is there ways to get the money? Is there ways to bypass this?
Yeah, because that's
Hey,
what I'm
local?
thinking.
Local,
I have
can
a
you
tag
do it?
skill in this.
Yeah, do it.
Local, you should do it.
Because
I don't go here.
We need letters of recommendation or something.
Should I spend an AP to do an additional die?
Please!
Yeah. I also rolled and I got 2 successes too.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Because the under only matters if it's attacked, right?
Yeah.
Right. Darn. But still good. But it's not attack skill.
What's that?
I rolled 2 13s. I'm on my 3rd die. This is
I believe.
I can also roll as a bolty, but my thing is
I
11.
have to go.
Oh, did you roll a 13
You know
again?
what happens? Yeah, I got a slot machine of 13s.
I don't like that. Hey,
That's
that's
wild.
bad. That's real bad.
I don't like that. My palms just started sweating.
Ooh, that's ominous.
Ooh, dear. You
I
know
think
what?
I'm worried if I re-roll, I'm going to get another one, and I'm just going to leave.
I can cut your
The dice
camera.
are
It's fine.
telling you something.
I'll say you have pretty decent knowledge of the area. So you brought up Mick and Ralph. I think you're acting on rumors that there's a weapons and supply store, and Mick and Ralph are the proprietors of that store. And there's whispers of some funny business on the side. You don't have it confirmed. You don't have specifically someone said, hey, go to them. They'll take care of things for you. but you are aware that there's a question mark hanging over them. You are also aware that when you're asking around for favors, that the most powerful of the gangs is now the Kings. They recently defeated the Jackals and kicked them out of.
It's like you
New
read my
Vegas.
mind.
However, them having just defeated another gang, they're not exactly on the front foot. So they're probably not powerful per se, but what they do have is plenty of opportunities for you to help. And you never know how powerful a favor from the king can be. And for Lena May, 2 successes on this. I will say that you have kind of 2 directions that you can go for this. There are a couple of jobs that are high station outside of the strip of New Vegas. And that one of them being, well, the Silver Rush is a very up and coming arms manufacturer and dealer. They primarily deal in energy weapons, and they're very well kitted out. And it's possible that with the proper job placement, you could find yourself using the credit of the Silver Rush as opposed to your own. And that also applies for the establishment across the street, the Atomic Wrangler. The Atomic Wrangler does a lot of illicit jobs and more under the table jobs where they need access to New Vegas, the strip. So they were possibly doing a job for them that could possibly get you in professionally. And I will drop one more thing for you. At the very end of the strip, next to the checkpoint that gets into New Vegas, is actually rarity in the wasteland. To the left side is, in the remains of one of the building, a bank. Or actually, well, they call it a bank. It's a loan shark. It's a really, really unfavorable loan shark.
Welcome to the Wasteland. We're getting into debt.
Wasteland payday loans.
And with that, I would say you've kind of tapped out your own knowledge for what the Wasteland, well, what is possible for the avenues that you can travel in New Vegas. Though there's possibly some hidden curveballs for you all to find. But with that, I think we'll end this session, and we can wait for next week to figure out how y'all decide to get yourself onto the strip. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Patrick. I have been the overseer tonight. You can find me on Blue Sky at Mr. Patrick Cakes. And I will throw it over to Val.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valiant Dorian. I use him his pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at Valiant Dorian or at Also Spiritbear. It's the lovely show trying to say you on. Tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of playing our boss. I've had quite enough, Oscar, who also uses he pronouns. And it's the new year, so there's a bunch of my stuff that is now returning, thawing from the winter break. And so please keep an eye on my socials for all the cool stuff that I'm going to be doing in New Year, including the return of Chaos Protocol with Kai. Isn't that fun? And the return of this. Watch more of this, please. I'm going to pass it out over to Lena.
Hello, everyone. I've been Lena, she, her, playing Sierra, also she, her, follower of the apocalypse, and generally stressed out gal. This is what I have going on right now. You can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at Lena Fisser, like Artificer. And that's what I have going on. And I'm going to pass to Jade.
Hi y'all, I'm Jade. I use she, they pronouns, and you can find me everywhere at Jade Valkyrie. What I have going on, I have another game, a Mass Effect tabletop game that should be returning this month. We are still figuring out the dates, but for sure this month. It's gonna be exciting, and we have to protect the Citadel from nefarious things. So, big stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think the other thing hasn't been really announced yet. So until then, just follow my socials. So before that, it gets announced and things. So yeah, I will pass it on over to Kai.
Hello, everyone. I'm still Kai. I'm sorry to everyone that is still true. I will be back tomorrow over on my channel. You can find me everywhere as Estelle Ladris. I should say that part first. Wow, it's been like a week and I don't know who I am anymore. You can find me tomorrow over on my channel here on Twitch with a brand new episode of Seems Right, my show about costuming and storytelling. We're going to be talking about finding the rules of the universe that suit the story you want to tell. And then also tomorrow evening, my Mondays are now double features for the foreseeable future, as I have the live zero session for Happy Jacks RPG's brand new series, Apostates of Dune, where we are playing the Dune Adventures in the Imperium game. I'm going to go be my worst self. It's going to be a great time. And then on Wednesday, I'll be back with more Baldur's Gate 3 over on my channel. And then Saturday, as Val mentioned, we'll be back for more of the Chaos Protocol over on Transplanar RPG. And more of this. But also, last week, when there was no one to talk about it, the most recent episode of my beloved series, Lori's House, which uses the Hum We Remember system, which is a system that I was one of the co-authors on, came out. Episode 8 is available wherever you get your podcasts. It is a actual play about memory and community and the selfless act of self-exploration. Episode 8 just came out. It's so wonderful. It's actually one of my favorite sessions of the entire game that we played. And it was beautifully edited. It's a good time. So you should go check out Lori's House wherever you pod your casts. And of course, I'll be back here pushing buttons and not at all advocating for spy shenanigans next week.
All right, thank you for joining us. We'll be back same time next week. Please follow along.